What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about NIO. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down what's moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is up 1.1%, 469 the high, 462 the low. So you can kind of see that NIO does really want to move higher. Just unfortunately, it's not really getting that much traction, and that's because of institutions. So institutions aren't doing that much, and we're seeing very low volume, mind you, so about 19.1 million shares being traded, and this really puts it in perspective on how the volume has just been diminishing over the last several trading days. Aside from that, on a macro standpoint, we did get one data point Monday evening. Industrial profits came in at 0.6, forecast of 0.3, so that was pretty good stuff for that. Specific to NIO, there was only one thing that really came out that is worthwhile to bring up, and that is a big rollout, a big update, and that's going to be for January the 28th. So this should really increase the customer satisfaction. And so this is going to be bringing the all new intelligent driving system. So most likely tomorrow we'll be seeing a lot of videos of this being rolled out. So that again should be a nice little boost for NIO. In my opinion, I don't think this is a crazy reason that you need to buy NIO or anything, but it's a good, again, kind of reaffirming why we are investing in NIO and what they're really doing. As what was kind of mentioned as well recently is that in 2026, they're going to be really focusing on AI. So that as well, so there's going to be some pretty substantial updates over the next several quarters. The only other thing worthwhile to bring up was a new analyst rating. So Morgan Stanley did raise their kind of target. So quickly popping over here. So they did raise it from 650 to 7. So it's good to see analysts finally paying attention to NIO a little bit. So we did have Macquarie, that was done January the 15th, raised it from 487 to 610. Was a Bernstein $4 to 555, and then Morgan Stanley. I would have anticipated a lot more, but whatever. Most likely they're just waiting for their upcoming earnings, but still Morgan Stanley raising it to 7 is pretty solid stuff. And the fact that they are actually giving a rating change most likely signals that they probably bought, and then that way they're kind of free to do this. Kind of comical how that always works, but nonetheless, this is something worthwhile to kind of bring up. One thing that I did mention in my video yesterday, a lot of people were saying that was clickbait. I have no idea why you are saying that, acting like I'm making up damn websites. But this right here, so in case you aren't familiar with what happened with Canada, Canada made a deal with China, and so essentially that was good. It was going to hopefully bring at least 49,000 Chinese EVs over to Canada. Everyone seemed happy. I was pretty happy about that. But unfortunately, a week later, Trump kind of didn't like it, gave Canada an ultimatum to cancel the deal. And yeah, so it's kind of funny how people are saying that it was clickbait, because this is it. I'm not making up websites. Even he did say right here, we have no intention of doing that with China or any other non-market country. So again, you guys can read between the lines and do whatever you believe, but yeah, based on this, I think the China EV deal is kind of quashed. As far as shorts, at the time of doing this video, they are returning 321,000 shares, so that's always a good thing because there's more than enough available shares to really double and triple down. So kind of does validate today's green day. 8.3% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 169.2 million shares are being shorted. Cost to borrow kind of low as per usual, 0.82. DTC being at 3.83 days does really signal that shorts are overextended. One thing that just occurred, so it's always delayed information, mind you. So when it shows December the 30th, that's kind of the closest information we have. There was 4.6 million FTDs. And so FTDs, there's always a correlation between that and naked shorting. And conveniently, there is more shares being shorted than on loan. So right up here puts it in a little bit better of a view. So 169 million shares is being shorted, 115 is on loan, which Mind you, that's actually gone up quite significantly over the last little bit, but still, this definitely shows that there's a lot of sketchiness occurring behind the scenes. Looking at the options, 1.6 million in calls, 559,000 in puts. So this does match with the common stock, extremely low volume. 46% of all the options being done, though, are bullish in nature. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around 5, bears for it to be sub 450. But then again, there's not really much activity going on the bears front. These are all the non-transactions occurring on the secondary market. So as I mentioned at the very beginning, institutions aren't really doing anything. And what was rather interesting is when I first started covering NIO, this was pretty much it. Almost every single day, just institutions didn't want anything to do with it. Now we're seeing on average, I'd say like 4 or 5 transactions above $100,000. So good to see, but as of today, this really does, again, put it in perspective on how institutions aren't really doing all that much. Similarly with shorts as well. These are all the transactions occurring on the dark pool. See a couple hold numbers, so hedge funds, some hedge funds are trading, but still a lot of this is linked to shorts. Aside from that though, right now with it at 466, it is quickly trading over here. So looking at the 1-day chart, so with it at 466, trading between this S1 and this S2, so 455 and 480 is going to be the next strong support and target. Neither of them have been touched, so right now it's kind of just a boring day. And honestly, I would take boring. Boring as long as it closes green, I think is pretty a-okay to me. Aside from all that though, quickly popping back over here on the actual chart itself, it's still flirting with that 10-day moving average. So it's not down and out just yet, so it could easily build up some good momentum, get above that. As what I mentioned yesterday, technically you do have this death cross starting to occur. Luckily enough, it's not really affecting NIO as much as I would have anticipated, because normally when this type of thing occurs, you have a lot of articles coming out mentioning the death cross, and algorithmic trading really does and would influence NIO as per usual. But luckily enough, I don't see anyone talking about it, which is kind of, again, a good thing. Stochastic RSI is at 71, so a little bit high, but not really overbought just yet. And so at the end of the day, I think that there is still some good opportunity for NIO to really move higher. Looking at the market position, you see a lot of good willing buyers from pretty much where it is now to about 450, 455, and that's a key support level based on the fibs, as what I kind of mentioned. So I think all in all, NIO's doing pretty good considering all that. It'd be nice if we got a lot more analyst ratings though. Hopefully post earnings, then we'll get a rush of them. But even last earnings when they came out, we got like nobody, like all these failed to give any updates, which is rather odd. But nonetheless, let me know your thoughts on NIO. Are you buying? Are you selling? What are you generally doing with NIO? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid on-point buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to kind of pop over there and check that out. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.